Serious question. Was that a threat that Zelenskyy made to Donald Trump? I'm gonna leave it up for you to decide. However, this woman right here, who's not even a Trump supporter by far, not even a little bit, she noticed something eerie about what Zelenskyy had to say in response to Donald Trump. Check this out.
Look, when Zelenskyy sat in the Oval Office and made this statement, you have beautiful beaches, but you're not going to feel that way for long. And Trump went the fuck off. I kind of understood why he did that. What does that mean? Is that a threat? Or was that a warning? Because I didn't like it when he said it. You like our beaches, that we have beautiful beaches. But we won't feel like that for long. I'm not cool with that. Not in a heartbeat. I don't care if it was a threat or a warning. How do you come to somebody's house and say that? How do you come and say that you've been in a war by yourself? Now when you've been getting aid since Obama. Now when we've been sending billions of dollars over there to help, but you feel like you've been in this by yourself? That nobody's been helping? That is totally wrong. And if you were feeling disrespected by Trump, just like if I or anybody else felt that they were being disrespected in somebody's house, what do? We get the fuck up and
get on.
Out. We leave. But for you to sit there and say that our beaches are nice, but we're not going to feel like that for long, I need some clarification on that.
Me too, man. I need to know.
I need some clarification on that one.
Wow. Oh, dang. Gosh. That one hurt. Nah, but dead serious, though. We do need some clarification, my guy. You sat there and said, we got a beautiful ocean. And alluded to us not being able to enjoy it for long. Now, when I first covered this topic, I was pretty much ignorant to a lot of the situations between, what's happening. And I knew that there was a war in Ukraine. I knew that the back and forth with Russia, yada, yada. But I'm not a war guy. I didn't know too much, all the details and that. However, since then, I've been able to have access and check out information involving the subject. And I do agree that, hey, if you getting billions of dollars from us over there to your country, dog, bro, the least you can do is come through and show a little gratitude. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the outfit, that's subjective. I don't really care what he wore, unless it was something about his outfit that I don't know about, right? But that's just me. Now, the left is obviously melting down about it. The whole truth about the Oval Office argument, Trump was being diplomatic. Did Zelenskyy overreact? Should President Trump let him back in the office?
I've seen it on TV as your excuse for being able to lecture the president of Ukraine in the middle of a war, as opposed to having some actual knowledge when he's telling you about Russia. And everyone knows about Russia's history, except apparently J.D. Vance.
It's clearly it's a political divide here, because it seems as if that Republicans are pretty happy what happened. Let's not make sure we don't have the revisionist history. Donald Trump was responding to a reporter's question asking about whether or not, Putin. Donald Trump responded to that. He said, next question, one more question. J.D. Vance then piggybacked off of what Donald Trump was saying, and he was talking about the importance of diplomacy. And what he specifically was saying is that negotiating with one side, which is what the United States and Europe has done this entire time, not inviting Putin to the negotiating table, J.D. Vance was talking about that's how Donald Trump views diplomacy. It was Zelenskyy then who then turned to J.D. Vance and said, J.D., not Vice President Vance, J.D., to ask him a question. There wasn't a reason for him to ask J.D. Vance anything. I thought that Donald Trump and J.D. Vance did exactly what they needed to do in that moment because he was surely disrespectful and he responded to it. I thought that they did exactly what they should have done. Bravo to Donald Trump and J.D. Vance.
Bravo to them, man. Yes, you don't come to my house think you can disrespect not only myself, but all of the tenants that's also in here and think you just gonna, come in doing what you want to do, bro. No, after we done gave you all this money, least you can do. Somebody says, to be fair, Republicans are proud of our leadership. We are not happy about what happened. We wanted peace. We elected someone who would fight for peace. Ukraine and Europe want war. 100% agree with that, man. I do believe in setting the record straight, letting people know not to disrespect you and things of that nature. But ultimately, the goal is for peace 100%. So I appreciate Dan for centering us real quick, bringing us back to the overall mission. Zelenskyy was disrespectful, and the president and vice president took steps to restore order, which resulted in Zelenskyy being asked to leave. Y'all know that's true, how that happened. Now, you don't hate the mainstream media enough, but you will after you watch this.
We have never seen anything quite like what happened at the White House today.
Today, Donald Trump irreparably destroyed the 80-year-old post-World War II international order.
An Oval Office ambush of an American ally that will reverberate all around the world and stain America's image for years to come.
That was, to say the least, the most contentious confrontation between world leaders perhaps we have ever seen, certainly on television.
It was a truly historic moment, not in the good way. One that I fear realigned the world order, upending the only foreign policy consensus that most living Americans and Europeans have ever known.
I've never seen anything like that in my entire life. What I saw is a complete transformation of what the United States is in the world.
Certainly was a day of shame for the United States. That clip, the footage of the Oval Office meeting, is going to be shown for years to come by politicians, government officials, historians, university professors, because it very clearly captures the moment when the Trump administration sent a signal that it was ceding America's traditional global leadership role.
I don't think it's hyperbole to say we as a country have never quite seen anything like this particularly appalling spectacle before.
Diplomacy is not negotiating in public in a spray.
Hey, but isn't that what Zelenskyy wanted?
The more I see the dialogue, the more I feel like Zelenskyy was ambushed.
This was an absolute disgrace, and it will remain a disgrace in American history for many years to come. And it was obviously deliberate. It was obviously planned. This was not something that was spontaneous. It's not something that grew out of what Zelenskyy said.
It was quite literally was.
Rather modestly explaining what had happened in the last few years. This was a mugging.
This will have massive consequences for global politics for decades to come. The American-European alliance is effectively over.
Y'all see this? Now, let me just say this. I got to be an adult in the room, right? I know it's going to rub some of the alphas the wrong way, but I'm not a fan of bullying or ganging up on people at all. However, in Zelenskyy's case, when you involve the vice president, when you call him out, in the middle of that, you threaten America right in front of the president. Hey, I'll be mad if you didn't say nothing at that point. I'll be over like, hey, wait. So you mean to tell me he just came in and said this, whoop, and y'all ain't do nothing? Oh, man, we ain't vote for Biden. What is this? These clips are going to be replayed and laughed at, just like the clips of they were saying that Trump would never be president. Bookmark this. You know what? You're right. Let me go ahead and bookmark that thing real quick. Now, Chris Christie has decided to weigh in. Western Lensman was stupid for that. He said Chris Christie has decided to weigh in on the Trump-Zelenskyy altercation. Part of the problem here is that Trump looks and sounds like an ally of Putin.
What we need to understand is, and what I think the president should try to do now is to understand the part of the problem here is that he looks and sounds like an ally of Putin. And, you know, Secretary Rubio was saying, well, we got to get Putin to the table. Well, you know, you can get someone to the table in a number of different ways. And it's not just through honey. Sometimes it's also through letting them know, we're going to continue to stand with our friends. And you're not going to have any alternative but continue to have this war as well. What?
Why do they keep trying to pin Putin with Donald Trump? I don't get it. Go ask Hillary Clinton about Putin. I'm pretty sure she got more information for you. Okay? Sheesh. Sometimes I think the problem I'm reading right now, sometimes I think the problem with politics is overeducated, understimulated, affluent white liberal women. And then I remember folks like Chris Christie, and my theory is out the window. Somebody says after Trump literally said that on the side of peace, but that's propaganda according to Chris. He adds nothing to the conversation, somebody else says. And last but not least, the only real choices from U.S. perspective are negotiating peace or just opting out and letting the Euros figure it out. The former requires involving Putin. Chris knows this and is scoring cheap political points. Look, man, Americans, we are pleased with Trump and Vance holding Zelenskyy accountable due to the frustration over continuous U.S. aid without, let's just say, sufficient gratitude. Just saying. Now, my guy right here, he put it perfect, though. He said it exactly how, look, he ain't making politically correct at all. He told you straight up.
Y'all want the president to be a bitch or something? Y'all want the president to be a hoe or something? I don't really understand. If another president pulls up to the Oval Office talking crazy out the neck, and our president don't whip his ass back in line, I don't really understand what the fuck we doing. Calling them bullies? Are we fucking 10-year-old children? What the fuck do you mean bullies? It's the presidents. What do you think wars are? Just bullies fighting each other? Stupid nigga. These niggas really in the field. Niggas are dying for real. And y'all niggas talking about bullies. If you let niggas talk crazy, if you let niggas do whatever, then they gonna do whatever. I mean, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. Somebody says, love the energy America needs strongly to like Trump, who isn't afraid to stand up for our country. Amen to that. Need somebody who's going to be able to speak with their chest and from the heart with their chest, but not being able to make decisions that aren't emotionally driven at the same time. And Donald Trump, salute to that guy. The left is weak, ignorant, and trying to push a narrative. Geopolitics operate on a 4D chessboard. People need to grow the F up. Gross Lizard added to this. Man, I feel the same way, though, 100%. Gina says what took place in the Oval Office the other day was savage, but she says liberals on Facebook are melting down.
What took place in the Oval Office today, okay, was savage. But I want to tell you something. The worst thing you could ever do when news breaks is go to Facebook. I'm telling you, there's a reason why I don't go there. All the liberals were suffocating the feed. They were suffocating with oh my God, I can't believe they spoke to Zelenskyy like that. How embarrassing. You're embarrassing. You're embarrassing that you're sticking up for him. We were constantly giving this guy money, our tax-paying money. And a lot of it is lost. They can't even account for it. But you know what's embarrassing is that you think it's okay to walk into somebody's house, disrespect them, and then expect a helping hand. No. They taught him, if you can't be respectful, then get out.
Yep.
Embarrassing. Stop it. What?
I love that accent. What is it? The New York. I don't know. I always think of Staten Island. I always say Staten. I don't know why. Like, I love that accent. The kind of like almost like Boston-ish. Anywho, yes, the left is melting down. social media was going crazy over that. Like, oh my gosh, he's about to get ready to, this and that is about to happen. They're about to bomb us, all and on, you know, all that type of stuff. All that energy was on there. Mary says absolutely right on and so true about Facebook. I'm sorry, I said F-book. I was going to say FB. The left-wing liberals were out and start over. The left-wing liberals were out in droves on Facebook. It was either about poor little Zelenskyy or the great Jane Fonda. It was revolting. It sounds like you need better friends. That's the only news you see on Facebook. Because, I mean, that's the only news you see on Facebook if people that are your friends. Wait, I'm reading this right, bro. It's just my brain. It sounds like you need better friends. That's the only news you see on Facebook is people that are your friends, because my Facebook didn't look like that. I got exactly what I voted for. A man in the Oval Office. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like my brain was over here fumbling in the sentence like it wasn't nothing. Gotta do better, man. Now, CNN Scott Jennings visibly shocked after the Washington Post Josh Rogan agrees with his criticisms. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, this whole episode is a bunch of this like an old school episode, like we just working out all the kinks. I'm just asking y'all to forgive me. But anyhow, Scott Jennings visibly shocked after the Washington Post Josh Rogan agrees with his criticisms of Zelenskyy during the disastrous Oval Office visit.
He needs Zelenskyy to recognize the position that he's in.
Which to you is what?
We're their patron. We're their best hope for the killing to stop and for them to emerge from this sovereign and prosperous. And we're also their best hope as a business partner. I mean, all Zelenskyy had to do today was put on a tie, show up, smile, say thank you, sign the papers, and have lunch. That's it. And he couldn't do that. And this followed 10 days of being difficult in private and now 1 day of being stupid in public. This did not have to go down this way.
Okay.
And however you feel about why it started, why it's going on, who's right and who's wrong, we can help them in this and come out okay on the other side, and he's making it hard.
Was he antagonized or baited into this, or was he just not appreciative of what Scott's saying as being the beneficiary of the United States?
Well, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I actually agree with Scott. And everything that he said was basically right.
Wow.
I know, I'm going to get killed on social media for admitting that, but so be it.
Yeah. That was a moment, right? To actually be Scott being told he's right by CNN panelists. Jagan says, as much as we don't want our taxes to go away to support other countries' wars, should he have gotten the treatment he got yesterday? Colin Rowe responded, if you have time, watch the full conversation. It will change your perspective. Definitely do that, because when I was looking at the clips, that's all I had was that. But when I sat back and I watched it in the full the other day, yes. Reports out of the White House cite Zelenskyy's demeanor as part of the reason Trump and the U.S. officials felt disrespected.
The rebuilding. And
Keir Starmer at the White House this past week.
This country have an obligation to do that. Plus, Putin and President Zelenskyy. Wait, for both. I want to get it solved, but I want to see it get solved.
May I follow up? One more question. In the future,
but we have put in far more than they have, and I.
Mr. President,
please go ahead.
Ask you about the agreement again today. What changed?
I'm going to be very nice. Run by today, and we thought they took it very much too far. JD was. The agreement, we're signing an agreement. I just told you I don't think that's going to happen. And if that were going to happen, I wouldn't make a deal. If I thought that was going to be tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred. And I understand that, but...
I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to
dictate what we're going to feel.
Offer some more...
You got to be more... You don't have the cards. With us, you have Obama. They respect... Let me tell you, Putin... All I can say is this. He might have empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without... I think it's going to be pretty. But you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards.
Yeah, my boy over there. And I'm starting to see what I kept saying all those Coke references being put in the comment section. And then initially I didn't see it, but after you watch a clip like that, you go, oh. Nah, he didn't really give me drug head like vibes, if I'm being honest. He just seemed like he was extremely frustrated and tried to maintain his composure, which he failed at. Tried to maintain his composure to not display said frustration, but it was just leaking through the body language. Couldn't help it himself. He really did act like what do you say, that reluctant child or a spoiled brat teenager who is used to get in his way. This behavior has been enabled by every other Western leader. And that came to a crashing halt today as a response to Planet of Memes. Yeah, definitely did. My boy got humbled today. Now, my guy right here, Kazan, man, just look at his take on it. I don't even got to say nothing.
Ukrainian President Zelenskyy, Trump, and J.D. Vance got into a heated argument today. The mainstream media and influencers are taking clips like this showing Trump and Vance getting aggressive towards Zelenskyy.
I'm not playing cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you.
Looks pretty bad, huh? But wait. I watched the whole 50 minutes. They didn't show Zelenskyy calling Putin a killer and a terrorist, while Trump kept trying to emphasize that he's trying to bring peace.
War because he's a killer and terrorist, but I hope that together we can stop him.
They didn't show Zelenskyy interrupting Trump mid-speech.
Think of the parents, whether they're in Russia or Ukraine, think of the parents of all these people being killed needlessly.
They came to our territory.
Should have never started.
You didn't see Zelenskyy raising his eyebrows in disapproval while Trump spoke.
Sending a lot of arms. We're looking forward to getting the war finished so we can do other things. But
You didn't see Trump joking with Zelenskyy to release attention after a reporter asked Zelenskyy an embarrassing question about why he wasn't wearing a suit.
I think he's dressed. I think he's dressed.
I like this guy. I don't know
I think
him.
he's dressed beautifully.
So I have more serious.
You didn't see Zelenskyy telling Trump that Putin would attack America again, while Trump kept trying to focus on peace.
You will fight. You're American soldiers. It doesn't matter. Do you have ocean or not? Your soldiers will fight.
You didn't see that it was only after 39 minutes of this that Trump reacted. And I bet that you didn't see Zelenskyy saying suka under his breath, which is a Russian curse word.
Watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring people.
Now, you might not like how Vance and Trump reacted. And we might all have different opinions about Zelenskyy or Putin or what should be done about the Ukraine-Russia war. But this isn't about that. This is about how narratives get twisted and why you shouldn't swallow the first clip you see. But don't take my word for it, because I have my own personal perspective. I want you to see for yourself and make your own opinion. I posted the entire 50-minute video on my YouTube with clickable timestamps to make it easy to navigate. And if you do watch this, ask yourself, were Trump and Vance on the offense or defense? And did Zelenskyy come seeming like he's ready to create peace or air his grievances? And regardless, remember to be wary, because oftentimes the media and influencers sacrifice context for clicks.
Yep. And this is exactly why I try to do my best and not giving y'all nothing as clickbait. Seeing all these titles, especially about The View, these creators are horrible. Sonny Hostin walks out or get kicked out. I'm like, bro, that didn't happen. Whoopi Goldberg, the producer, had to come storm. I'm like, dude, that didn't happen. But I mean, they getting their views and their clicks. I ain't finna be no hater. Jay, do what you do. I'll just continue to not clickbait. I may sensationalize a bit. Now, I ain't gonna sit here and deny that. I'm gonna make it seem like, but the clickbait, nah, man. But yes, I agree 100% with my guy right here. You should definitely be skeptical, even with me. Always be skeptical. Question everything. Go look at the information for yourself and assess it and create your own conclusions. This is 2025. We cannot depend on the mainstream legacy media to actually give us the truth about anything, man. It's not happening. I'm gonna catch you in the next video.